Good people, welcome back to the Who Told You
Nani
Alishow podcast.
And this is us, and we are back.
We're
with
back
another
like
banger.
Mugongo with another banger, na
Yeah.
tutabant. So,
What does
Karibu
that
to Bant,
mean?
actually. Hapa hii part ya Who Told You.
Zee,
Karibu to Bant.
just
What
part
does
of the
it
script
mean?
kusoma.
Oh, sorry.
Aya, basi.
What does that mean?
Kubant.
Umechoma.
Like,
Okay, how do you...
Like why
How do you say
when
it in
when
English?
somebody says umebant, like why is it a laughing thing? Like what's
feel like,
like-
umechoma.
Like, you see, okay, in primary schools, like when you were playing a game or something, then umebant.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Like, you've been
You've been
not
disqualified or something.
yeah, like disqualification.
It's more like umechoma.
Yes.
Okay,
You know what
thank
kuchoma
you.
is?
You get?
thank you.
Ama you want us to
Yeah.
explain kuchoma?
No, thank you.
All right. From my far right, who do we have?
Dr. Soaps.
Dr.
And
Soap.
make sure you guys write Dr. Soaps.
Yeah, I have
Dr.
to look
Soap.
for a name for myself. Just sasa nimesikia mini memes. Alafu kuna
Architect.
so unaona mi peke yangu ndo nimebaki na jina yangu. But
Yeah.
Carlos is with us in spirit and him is still Carls. So tuko tu sawa.
Yes. Percy said start viewing yourself where you're going in 5 years.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
psychologist memes.
Hello.
Period.
It's like a doctor
For the mind.
for the money
Mind.
or for the mind.
Not really a
Oh.
doctor, but okay.
Doctor of the mind kwangi neurosurgeon.
You know, you see-
Actually, it is.
so that's
It is.
just
Also
psychologist.
Skombaya.
Help
Okay,
Hey.
okay.
Kupoa.
Tuko tu sawa. Anyway.
Yeah, so I have the privilege to lead you guys today. I promise I'll do a good job. So
Si band.
Our previous-
We'd also like to shout out our live audience.
Mm.
Thank you so much for coming. We love
Yeah.
and appreciate you.
big up some.
Yeah, big up Samutai.
Yeah, so our previous episode we were tackling
Q&A.
Q&As. Zingine zilitumwa kwa DM yangu. Sijui kama nyinyi mlipata. But mi niko na mafans. My specific fans for but everyone's my fan, but zingine zilitumwa kwa comment section. Keep on sending those questions.
Interact
Kwa,
with us.
we will do our best to give you guys our personal dealings and also scripture. Yeah, so today we will be talking about, can you guys date for fun? Can you guys date for fun? Good people.
Date for fun.
What do you
But I
think
think that's a
means?
waste of time.
What do you
I
think?
think if you guys are not dating like on a serious note, I don't think there's something like dating for fun. I think then it just cancels out the whole point of dating. Because if you're dating, you're taking someone seriously, you're engaging with them seriously, like in terms of speaking about relationships. But for fun, mnachezeana tu akili. Like that's a waste of time. You're draining this person mentally, emotionally. Like usicheze mtu. You know, fun includes games and all those other things. So, like, I think dating for fun, I wouldn't date for fun. Like, if you're not serious about me or I'm not serious about you, there's no point of us holding the people that God has sent our way from reaching us because we're dating, but it's for fun.
Yeah.
Acha tu tuachane. As Percy says, destiny calls.
Actually, let me link that question with something. Ndio unipatie more depth. Naona kuna something starting up from within. Can you date for fun? And also, is the person who actually asked this question afraid of commitment?
I think now that you've brought that commitment, and so I think there are two aspects. There's loneliness, being lonely, and being committed for this. So if you're dating for fun, I think you're just scared of being alone and also scared of commitment. In the sense that you want to be with someone because you don't want to be alone, but you don't want to commit to them because you want to be alone. Does that make sense? Like nataka tukue pamoja ndo nisisikie niko pamoja. I'm alone and I want to be in the feel of everything. Everyone is dating, so I'm also dating, but I don't want to commit to you fully because maybe it's not who you are at the point that I want at the point. Like I'm dating you because I just want to. Not because I want to be committed to you or have something serious with you or see even potentially a future with you, but just for the sake.
Yes,
Yeah.
Dr. Soaps.
Because so serious, what?
I feel like
I'm in your host.
I feel like there's so many reasons people date, but the main thing that a young couple or even an old couple needs to ask themselves is why are we dating? What are we doing right now in the relationship that we can't do in
As
a friendship? You get what I'm saying? Why are you dating? And when you ask people that, you realize actually most people are dating for fun. Most people are dating for fun. Ama you're dating.
Just for the title of dating.
Yeah, ama you're dating because you're scared of loneliness, or yeah, you're dating because you, out of peer pressure, you don't want to be like guys, I don't want to be the only single person here, and somebody is feeling me, so might as well. You get what I'm saying? I feel like if you're dating for fun, like go play
Let's
a
be
game.
friends.
Go play a game. Go find a
Just a Candy
hobby.
Crush.
Yeah, chase a Candy Crush. Shout out to you, Carlos.
Walk.
Like,
Ongeza steps.
ongeza steps. Find something to
Do
do that you like doing. Dating is not something you do for fun, because dating affects every aspect of you. It affects your emotional. It can affect your mental. It affects your spiritual, either in a positive or a negative way. And unfortunately, if you're dating for fun,
It's a negative.
surprise, surprise, it's gonna be negative. So just find something fun to do.
I
So
agree.
my answer is no.
Your answer is no. What's
Yeah,
your
no.
answer?
Mine was no from the beginning.
So you
Okay,
guys,
mine
strong
from the
no.
so you
beginning.
guys wouldn't date for fun.
You
Absolutely
would. Then
not.
you're asking ka utafanya.
You mean the host?
See, at the cover host.
Mean the host?
No,
Utafanya-
we would
would you
absolutely
date?
not date for
No,
fun.
I wouldn't date for fun, but I'm a person who has been there. You know what I mean? I like to give people personal dealings. No, I tell you why you shouldn't do it and why.
Because
Like you see that phrase from mtoto akililia wembe mpatie. That's me nimekuwa hapo na nilikatwa. What I'm trying to tell you guys is I've also dated for fun. Yeah, those days. But like primary. Just a primary. I should have studied science.
I was also
Nilikuwa-
dating in primary, man.
Yeah, for
and I
fun,
thought
manze.
that one was dating for fun. But I think now when we get to this age where
But what was
we
I
know more
doing?
about it. Because when we were young, dating was just like, oh, okay. But now we never really understood.
So if you're dating for fun,
Dating.
you're going about it with the reasoning of a primary class student.
Ujagrow. Tuseme tu ujagrow,
Akili
like,
bado nakunywa maziwa na biscuits.
yeah,
You have not been given
hujafika kwa
solid
solid food. But I feel like you shouldn't date for fun, because if you're dating for fun, you're also telling us and you're also telling the other person that
You're a joke.
you're a joke, you are not ready for commitment. Hatuwezi enda na wewe mahali, hata hatuwezi discuss serious matters na wewe. Because when you're dating for fun, Mim said that you are afraid of being alone. Sophie said that everyone else is dating for fun. Not even keen on what you guys are saying. Everyone else is saying
You like reassurance.
everyone else is
Maybe that's why
everyone else
he was dating for fun. He was looking for the reassurance.
actually, yeah.
That can be a reason.
So everyone else is dating for fun, and everyone else is no. You're afraid to be lonely. Everyone else is in a relationship. It's because jakana wewe ama umetest. You've actually tested being in singlehood, when actually God is using that season to reveal to you the things that you should work on before getting into another relationship. But umeamua, I can't do this thing alone. In fact, una quote scripture, God said that it's not good for man to be alone.
alone.
Be alone. You need to be alone. So
Even Jesus went on the mountain alone.
yeah, he went to the mountain alone. Moses alikuwa wilderness peke yake. Elijah alikuwa kwa wilderness peke yake. Na that when those people were there, hapo ndio God alikuwa na reveal very delicate matters about their lives. Mantles were dropped in wilderness. So you're expecting something from God that God wants to deposit in your singlehood, because he knows the pressure that, okay, not really pressure, the responsibilities that come with dating and all its varieties, because it will be hard for you to receive something in singlehood when you're already thinking about your partner. In fact, your partner is in view and you're like, let me
Fanya hivi.
acha niende kwa God at show what is in it for us. And the danger about that is you might, if you've never been alone, chances are high that you will always enter a relationship that God has not ordained.
Okay, Kablan, so I want to speak about two things. One, this thing of entering. Sometimes when you go in the view of two people, sometimes you'll convince yourself Mungu amesema kitu na hajasema, just because you want it to be in view of what you think is proper for the both of you at that time. So you can go to God and be like, God, I'm laying my relationship. Mind you, even you in your hearts of hearts, God has called you to a time of solitude, to be by yourself, so that he can work on you and to be with you and to understand not only just your relationship with God, but who you are as a person, so that God can work on you during that time of solitude. And the time Pasi last year I was preaching about that time of solitude, when God works on your heart, on your morals, on who he's envisioning you to be for the future. You can't do that when you're always thinking about someone else. You'll go to God and you'll be praying, God, for me and X, I want this and this to happen. And then you know already when you're going with that prayer what you want God to tell you. So you go with now when you leave your prayer, you go with the umejiambia, okay, God has said it's fine. Then you take that aspect to now the relationship of both of you, which will either now end up taking you, like Pasi was saying, seasons and times, they come only once. Time is forever, but in that time, there's seasons, right? So in that season, you might be prolonging the blessing that God has in store for you just because you're not ready to let this go. And sometimes even when you're dealing with relationships, when God is calling you to be alone, it's not that he's saying, now you be alone in your room by yourself, don't do anything, don't talk to people, don't go and engage with the other gender or all those things. But he's calling you alone in the sense that you have friends. Talk to your friends. You can talk to as many guys as you want, but on the level of friendship. So that even in that time when you're talking to them as friends, you get to understand, okay, if I'm dating a certain guy, these are the attributes I'd want. If I'm dating a certain girl, these are the attributes I'd want. Because even as you engage with different friends, you see, okay, if my friend does this, if we were dating, I wouldn't want this to happen. Then now when you enter into the space where God is allowing you to be in a relationship, then you have all those things to allow you to prosper in that relationship in that time that God has made it for you. Nimesema.
Daktari?
Yeah, so basically, summary point of what you're saying, or rather, like to draw the point home, unless you guys have anything else to add, which you can. But I feel like for me, it's important you there who is watching and you're in a relationship, sit down with your person and ask each other, why are we dating? Like, what's the point of dating? What's the purpose of dating? That's it reveals the intentions that you have, and it will also let you know if did I get into this, and maybe you love them for real, but did I get into this relationship out of boredom, um, for fun, for lack of scared of being lonely? It lets you know your intentions as to why you're in this relationship, and then you can now reevaluate. Should we actually be in a relationship? Did I just get into this relationship because I'm attracted to that person? Because you're gonna be attracted to somebody else, and you're gonna see someone else who also looks nice. Does that mean that you leave the person you're with and be like, never mind, I also like that one? You get what I'm saying? Yeah, it's important to evaluate the reason and the intention behind your relationship, and it needs to be more than I like them.
But also, I feel like when it comes to dating, it's not a linear process. Like, yes, today we are good. Yes,
not
everything
a-
is a linear process. Anyways, I think it's also more of an experience because you see, I feel like when I'm dating someone, yes, I'll get to know you. But sometimes love is not all that is there to keep us together. Sometimes we might just naturally outgrow each other, and that's okay. You can decide to remain friends after that and move on. But through that experience, then I learn, okay, ABCD didn't work out for me in this relationship, but maybe if I do it in the next, then I'm okay with it. And through dating, I think it also opens up your mind to realize what, like in a sense, it's a trial marriage, not necessarily, but then you understand that if yes, I'm going to get married in future, there's certain aspects of myself I need to work on, and there's certain attributes in a man that I'll go looking forward for. Like I can't now, after now I've dated a man who, let's say, never used to do ABCD. I won't go to the next man and I'll be like, oh, I want to marry you, and he's doing the same thing. Like, don't live in the same cycle. Don't live in the same cycle. So I think when it comes now to dating, I think it also, I feel for me, I'd want to date knowing what my values are, so that I'm not lessening my values for someone, but also knowing where I stand with in the view of God, to understand that if this person is making me feel different from what God has told me I am, then I don't think it's going to work. Because why am I changing what God sees in me to try and fit the attributes of a man, or if it's you're a man and of a woman who I think I love, then I don't know.
But also, perhaps to bring balance to what you're saying, I don't think there's anything like a child marriage. I feel like you're not married. You're not married. It's not a child marriage. Are you guys rehearsing? Like I feel like when you're in a relationship, you're focused on building friendship, right? You're getting to know that person. That's the main thing in a relationship. You're focusing on friendship,
Especially a young relationship.
especially a young relationship.
Yeah.
And saying a trial marriage would, like, some people may listen to that and feel like, oh, I need to be
I'm not
showing
saying
this
clean
guy.
for them. Don't.
I need to be showing this guy that I'm a good cook. I
I'm not
can
saying
clean
that,
the
by
house
the way.
well.
I'm not saying, please.
I need to show this babe I can provide for her. I can pay her rent. I can da da da. And you're pushing yourself beyond extremes. You're pushing yourself to extremes that you're struggling. You don't even know what you're gonna eat because of that specific thing. So
Okay, take
there's
back my
no,
child marriage.
yeah,
It's
let's not
like
look at it as a
not
child
child marriage,
marriage,
but more of trying to understand the attributes and aspects you'd look forward to.
especially for a young couple. It's
Yes.
not a child marriage. There's nothing marriage about that relationship.
Yeah.
That's not the place you're in, man. And one day we'll talk about purity.
I feel like Sophia has really mentioned something profound. And of course, we are revoking that trial marriage thing.
Yes,
In
I've
fact,
revoked it.
that trial relationships as far hapo,
Yeah.
waste time. But
Mm.
Sophia said that, especially for a young couple, your essence or the main goal for you guys there is to build friendship because that's the only thing that's gonna sustain you for a long time. I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this. I was thinking about. Oh, I'm okay. I was. I was thinking about this in this perspective. Yeah, when a relationship is just unajua, I feel like people who date for fun ni wale unexpect. You see the early stages of relationship and all that vigor
Honeymoon
that
phase.
come, yeah, honeymoon phase. Like kuna kwanga na a lot of, naweza kwambia, um I can fight the whole world as
For
long as
you.
with one hand, as long as you're holding the other. You see how impossible that is? Like, I don't think that's
Wow.
possible. Sasa hizo ndo vitu unafikiria hizo ndo vitu mnafikiria mta experience for the rest of your, let's say, the rest of your relationship. Hata ifike marriage mnafikiria sasa, hata mkiwa na watoto mtakuwa mnaambiana the same thing. It's needful. Hizo ndo vitu zina spice up these things. But what if the vigor is what brought you into that relationship? What
It would
about ile
sustain
time
you.
itafika, okay, like it's time for serious conversations? What is your plan with finances?
I'll hold your hand.
What is your plan with sharing parental responsibilities? What is your view long term about a relationship? What will you say? You get? I feel like friendship is the only thing that is gonna bind you guys together, because when you even tie it to scripture, the Bible is telling us about David and Jonathan, that Jonathan would do anything for David because of what they had. And what they had is not even, these people are same gender. This it's like me and my male friend. This male friend says that he can do anything for me. What if you implement the same thing in a relationship? Because friendship is the only thing that's going to bind us together. What if is because we are young, say hata tujaanza kufikiria okay, for 21 year old, najua juzi niliona meme fulani 21 year old plus, how is life? Iliisha tu jua. I just replied, in fact nilitext our English teacher, my English teacher wa high school, nikamwambia hate adulting. Si kwa najua iko hivi.
Hate is a strong word.
Okay, I dislike I dislike adulting because you now have to think about where you're going in life. You need to make the right decisions. You're also trying to figure out things in life. Hatujafika ile place ya, okay, I have my own space, I have children, I have a wife, I need to think about the intricacies
I have a
of
job.
marriage. I need to sort out the fees for my, bado sijafika hapo. Sasa ni nini watu wanaongelea sahi enye, why are we talking about things that we are supposed to be talking about in the confines of marriage right now? Na bado hata tuja build friendship. Uko tu like, let's date for fun, because hata in fact njua friendship is not necessarily
Boy,
like-
like lazima mkwewe tu boys.
like, okay, see my boys, but more than that, do I know the things that make you, your likes, your dislikes, the things you like doing when stress levels zimefika? Because uko ndo tunaenda in life. What will I do in marriage that sasa tuko na date for fun, sasa mimi na my partner tuko like, sawa, stress levels zimetutandika, what do mi hata sijui ni nini anafanyanga for to
To
cool
relax.
herself, to cool
Yeah.
herself down. Yeah, do what I do. And even as a couple, we don't know what brings us back to balance.
And I think for especially young love, I think what we should always base it on is friendship. Like before we rush into dating, because I think sometimes when our generation we're really rushing into that stage of dating. You're my boyfriend, you're my girlfriend, and you really
Ask
don't
me
know this
now.
person.
Ask me
Like I
now,
feel
now.
for me right now, even just reflecting on the conversations we've been having on the podcast and just in general, I think I'd want to date someone who I'm friends with, someone who knows not just, oh, my favorite color is yellow, but they know me as a person, as Jemima, not as Now, you see, when it's dating, I think we always have this front that we're trying to put. But as my friend, you know my setbacks, you know what I've gone through, you know all those things, how to deal. If I'm going through a hard time, you know what I need, you know how to deal with it. Rather than now I've met you a month ago, we've rushed into dating, and then now you don't know. Then I get frustrated because why don't you know? My
Nakwambia
friend
haya
knows.
silalangi na socks. Ai.
Like my friend knows you don't know, and you're supposed to be the person who I'm running to in terms of anything. So I feel
Yeah.
like even in terms of young love, I think we should always first base it on friendship. Like get to know each other to the place where if I need something, you're the first person I'm running to, and you know how to meet the need I have. That's after Christ, after God has met your need. Like He's sending the person, you can go to them. Like instead of it being now, say you're dating someone and you guys rushed into dating, you don't know, you're not friends, and then now you're trying to bring a need and he doesn't know how to account for it. But you know your friend knows how to account for it. So now you start comparing your relationship with your friendship and your relationship, and you're like, oh, no, this man doesn't love me enough because he doesn't know this. But in real sense, both of you didn't take time to know
Yeah.
each other wholly and to know each other as who you are. And then now it now brings issues because now you're basing it on, he's not like my friend he does this, he doesn't do this for me. Yet he doesn't even know because you both have not taken the time.
Because he's
to
not even
actually
your
do-
friend.
Yeah, because you're not friends. You're rushing to the title of girlfriend and boyfriend.
And
But also, don't let it reach to situationships. Please, sorry. Msifike police ati sasa mmekaa forever talking stage nini ati umara situationship. If you see it's not reaching where it needs to be, achana nayo. If it's going to move. But msikubali ka situationship. Yeah.
Anyways, final
So-
take homes.
Okay. My final take homes are everything you need to do needs to have reason, especially whatever you get into relationship wise, emotional wise, friendship wise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, guys, it needs to be totally intentional and you need to have purpose for it. You get what I'm saying? So please make sure that you are really asking yourself, why am I in this relationship? Why am I doing what I'm doing? What's the purpose? What's the goal? If you are in a relationship, please make sure you're building friendship. Staying pure is also staying pure in terms of the season you're in. So let's not
Wambie the different degrees of purity.
yeah, so there's physical purity, there's spiritual purity, seasonal purity. Yeah, purity is not just abstinence or like you didn't fall physically, but it also means that you're not going outside of the season that you're in right now. So please make sure that your girlfriend and boyfriend, you're 17 years old, you're not gonna get married anytime soon, guys.
Fanya exam.
I hate to break it to you.
Summer biology.
Yeah,
Final
you
exam.
still have uni to get through or your business, whatever it is God has planned for you. Yeah, focus on that. Don't lose your identity in a relationship or even for the sake of love. Your identity is in Christ always. And you being with somebody else should not make you feel like I need to change myself or somebody will like me if I do this or if I do that. If you don't take time to fall in love with God and then in turn also appreciate yourself and love yourself. Even if somebody else does like you, you'll never see it because you don't even like yourself. Yeah, those are my take homes.
I think my take homes are one.
In 4 seconds.
Okay. Let me speak quickly.
One.
Anyways, my final take homes are I think before you fall into the season of dating, ask God if it's really what He wants for you. And being in a season where you're not dating, don't rush into dating. Sometimes you're called into the season of singleness, not loneliness. Because sometimes we think loneliness and singleness are the same thing. They're not. You can be single and still be surrounded with so much love that God has called you in terms of friendship, in terms of family, and all those things. So if God has called you into a season of singleness, use it to the best. Learn about yourself. Learn about the cup you're pouring into, the love you're pouring into yourself through Christ, and the love that you'll be willing to pour out into others. 2, if you're getting into a relationship, please base it off of friendship. Like, don't rush into dating and all those things before you know the person on a friendship level. Take time to know each other. Take time to know the good and bad about them and how you two can grow together in Christ and in terms of each of you. And 3, love God and let God love you first before you learn to love others. Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys.
What's
That
your
was
final
really-
take homes?
In fact, hata before niwapee final take homes, Carlos amenitext yake akaniambia he's curling his hair.
So you can be called.
Sijui kama may get, but my final take homes are actually whatever you're doing right now, is it pushing you closer to God? Or is it pushing you far away from Him? Because if you're dating for fun, hata God ataconvict to talk hapo.
Wow. Okay.
He'll-
Sorry.
You see, God will convict you to leave that space very quickly, and that should be the goal, or rather the motive behind whatever you're doing always. And this is not only tied down to dating. This is day-to-day activities. And since we're talking about can you date for fun, if you enter that, or if you're already in that relationship, consistently ask yourself, because if you're dating for fun, you're also prone to compromise on the values that God has set in the confines of a relationship. Itakuwa easy for you to fall now. The good thing, there is mercy.
There's
There is
grace.
mercy. Mercy is there, but until when will you keep on
Can I add
falling?
one thing if you're done? I think the other thing
for seconds?
I'd want to add
on.
is in terms in terms of all the love that we're learning, let's just be sensitive to our spirit and sensitive to God and sensitive to who we are. Don't let the feeling of wanting to be accepted drive you to do things that you know you don't accept, or to compromise on things that you don't want to do as a person. And if it's really in a relationship, and right now you're in a relationship and you feel it's not what it is, ask God for direction, because God hears the cries of our hearts. God is always near to us. So ask God for direction, ask Him to speak to you. And if you're in a relationship and you think it's thriving, always remember to put God at the center of that relationship. And don't forget to always include God in everything. Oh, I have so much to say, but it's okay.
And that's okay. Uzuri podcast Jaisha.
Hey,
Hii
Jason.
episode 2 ndio imeisha. Thank you so much, guys, for your insights. Thank you so much for your insights, Daktari, and Daktari also.
And thank
Thank
you,
you.
architect.
And thank
Asante
you,
sana.
Apt
Asante
is an
sana.
architect, by the way. So if you have a building, you need to build a house or whatever. He's
He's the
your
man.
guy. He has a portfolio and everything, and an architectural number.
By the grace of God. Sasa wacha sasa tumalizie na tuseme
Na tusibant.
na tusibant, tuseme please. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you our live audience. Wako wengi by the way. Free tunakwanga hapa peke
Shout
yetu.
out
We
to
have a whole
you.
service going on here. Thank you guys, say hi. Umesikia?
Umesikia?
Sawa. So, don't forget to like,
Comment.
Ding the bell.
share and subscribe. And then tutapatana the next session. Thank you so much, guys. This has been the Who
Told
You
Nani
Alikushow
Alikushow podcast.
podcast.
And this has been us.
Toodaloo.
Bye.
Bye, guys.